gonna look right. Let me see. Stand. I can't see the books. Is this good? Hopefully it's good. I don't know. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Turning Pages with Bree. As you can see, I'm standing in front of my beautiful bookshelves, and I usually sit, and I wanted to do something a little bit more engaging, a little bit different, so that I'm not keeping it too boring, but keeping it a little interesting. Of course, if this is your first time, welcome, and thank you for giving me some of your time, some of your time. And I am going to make this video a little bit different, but somewhat the same. If you haven't, please subscribe, like, and comment if you would like to as well. But anyways, this video is just going to be me kind of talking to you a little bit about a few books that I just finished reading, okay? Because they're fresh on my mind and they actually made me feel some kind of way that I would like to share with you guys. So hopefully I don't give you too much of spoilers, because that's what I'm not used to doing that. I usually just give you like a brief, somewhat, interesting vibe about the book, and not really tell you any good juicy secrets. But this may be somewhat of a spoiler, so if you have to skip some of it, totally okay. Understand perfectly. So anyways, I literally just finished a few books over the weekend, and so wanted to share those with you. And then one of them I finished maybe a week or two ago, and it's still kind of on my mind. So the first one is All Her Little Secrets by Miss Wanda K. Morris. Okay, and I'll have it up here so you can actually see it. I know this is backwards, but anywho, this is my second book from Miss Wanda K. Morris. Not Wanda K. Sorry, guys. Wanda M. Morris. This is my second Wanda M. Book from her. And y'all, if you don't know, this is a thriller writer. She writes thrillers. I don't know that she writes anything in another genre, but the two books that I've read so far have both been thrillers, and they have both been really good. I must say this one here talks about Miss Elise Littlejohn, which is a Black woman that is single. She's of a certain age, so I think she's probably around in her 40s or something. And anyways, Miss Littlejohn works for this corporate company, transportation company, and she is an attorney, okay? She's like their on their legal team. And anywho, she basically ends up, because it starts out with a bang. In the very first, few pages, it tells you she walks in on her then boss, I think his name was Michael, shot in the head in his office, okay? That grabs your attention right off the bat. This person, she walks in, on them, that is her boss, and he's shot in the head, he's dead. She's there early morning at the office, and that is kind of commonplace for her and him to meet up early because they are having an affair. He's married, and they actually have been having an affair, for many, many years. And so anyways, she finds him first, but she backs out of the office, hightails us up out of there, like, oh, let me get up out of here. This is a scenario that I don't need to be a part of, because I got my own stuff hiding that I don't want this interfering with. I got a lot of stuff going on. In fact, I have a past that I need to keep hidden as well. And so the book goes into, or goes from there, basically, backtracking, what happened or what has happened with her and the boss. And also it goes into a lot of different tangents about the company that she works for, that Halton, I think it's called Houghton. I may be saying it wrong, but anyways, the transportation company itself, they have been known for being mostly hiring only of a certain race, you know what I mean? And she's like one of the only Black people that work for this company. There has been a lot of issues behind that. They basically have, it's not good. And I don't want to, like I said, give you too many of the specifics, because then that would be giving away the whole story. But I can tell you the way that she writes, she throws in a lot of good tidbits that touch on race, that touch on, the things that, we as Black people deal with, on a daily basis, sometimes in the jobs that we have, that maybe people don't really realize that they do and are overlooked. So anyways, I thought the book was a 4-star read. It was really good. It's not just basically about race. Of course, it is got that in there, but it's not just basically about that. It goes into a lot of other details that are very interesting. How she, like I said, has her own little secrets that are somewhat big. And so I really think that if you are looking for a thriller that is going to take you into different facets and also keep you intrigued, I would say this is one you want to pick up. I enjoyed it, and I am definitely going to be reading more by Miss Wanda M. Morris. I enjoyed it. I like her as a writer so far. Both books have been very good, and pick it up. I think you just should pick it up if you are a thriller reader. I think putting her onto your TBR or going ahead and reading her over some of the other ones that are out there is definitely needed. So anyways, hopefully I did a decent job of explaining and not giving too much away. The next one I want to talk about quickly is The Last Miss Parrish, okay? Y'all, this is my book club pick, okay? And unexpectedly, I really, really enjoyed this book. I had never heard of it until my niece actually brought it up, or brought it to our attention for us to read this on our book club with our family. And I am so glad she did. It made me, of course, want to read the next one in here, which I believe is called The Next Miss Parrish. I could be wrong on that, but anyways, this one is by Miss Liv Constantine. Okay, and I'll have it up here so you can see it. But anywho, just finished it, like I said, and this book, another thriller. And when I tell you, if you read this book, whether you read it on audio or actually physically read it, you are going to be pissed off, because The Last Miss Parrish, and it's being turned into a movie too, if it, just in case you guys want to watch the actual story instead of read it. But anywho, let me tell you, I did not know that I was going to like this one like I did. It starts off telling you all about the one character, which is Amber, and she wants to be Miss Parrish. Okay, she is a lowly girl that has basically sought out this family because of their status and their money. And she's did this research on making sure to get all the details about Miss Parrish, the now Mrs. Parrish, and her husband. And that is where her sights are really set on actually replacing Miss Parrish and becoming her and being with her husband. But little does she know that it ain't all it's cracked up to be. Now, like I said, I'm gonna not give you any, I'm gonna try my best not to give any spoilers, but it's broken down in 3 parts. The first part speaks to you about Amber. And Amber, like I said, is the young lady that's trying to replace Miss Parrish. And then the second part talks to you from the aspect of actual Miss Parrish, Daphne Parrish. And then the third part, basically, I'm trying to think how the third part. The third part is, it's not the husband, but anyways, I can't remember how that played out for the third part, but it kind of wraps it up. But when I tell you, you should not judge a book by its cover. You should not judge a book by its cover. That's the best thing I can tell you how to describe this book. I will say that I read into my, my own self reading the book. I kind of figured it was more to it after reading so much about Amber and how she had basically investigated to find out how much these people had and who they were and their status, and just her wanting to become the next Miss Parrish. I figured it was going to be something going on with Daphne, because things were just like the Daphne, the current Miss Parrish. I figured it was just like too gullible. It was going too easy. And little did we know, yes, there is a lot going on there, and more than you can imagine. So anyways, without, like I said, giving away the book, I will tell you that it is quite interesting. It makes you want to read it. So if you are looking for a good suspenseful book, not really a thriller, but more mysterious and suspense, this would be a really good read to pick up. Like I said, it made me want to read the next one, and there is a movie coming out. Anyways, I don't know much about the movie, but I just heard about it. The next one I wanted to talk about and share, and I don't think I did. If I did, please forgive me, but I don't think I really talked about this book. This is called Here and Now by Miss Kimberly Lawson Roby. Okay. This is an older book. Okay. This has been out. I don't know what year it came out. Let me see if I see it on here. Sorry, I didn't investigate this before I got on here to talk to you guys. Hold on. I was trying to see exactly when it came out. Okay. Okay. So this came out in 1999, 2000. Okay. So it is old. Here and Now by Miss Kimberly Lawson Roby. First of all, Miss Kimberly Lawson Roby is one of my all-time favorite writers. I used to read like all her books, like eat them up back years ago when I was into reading a lot. I just liked her writing style. So this was a book that I picked up, I think from Book Outlet, that was, on that $5.99 sale. If you know, you know. Anyways, I just seen her name and I seen it was available and I got it. So it's been sitting on my bookshelf here and I hadn't picked it up, and I said, I want to go ahead and read this one. So got to read it. When I tell you, okay, so this is like fiction, not romance, it's family drama. That's the best way to describe it. But when I tell you, even though it was wrote like 25 years ago, it was still relevant. It was still engaging. She's, like I said, she's a good writer, so I enjoy her writing style. This book goes into a whole bunch of family drama if you are looking for, a messy good time, but also heartfelt. This would definitely be a pick that I would choose to read. It talks about, let me just pull up because I gotta remember the main character's name. Hold on, okay, so I think the main character, and forgive me if I'm wrong, y'all, is Marcella. And then she has 2 children and a deadbeat baby daddy. Okay. And it also goes into detail about her sister. And that is the here and now, I think, that you're seeing on the character is Marcella, and then her sister Raquel. Now her sister is married, happily married, but she does not have any children. Okay. And so Marcella, with the kids and no husband, of course, in baby daddy drama, goes through all these different issues. And I won't give all of that away, but I will tell you that you can just imagine she's a single mom, and some of the drama that single moms go through, as far as with the baby daddy, and then just introducing, someone else into her life, trying to start something up with, another person, and just all the things that happen. And she also has a good best friend, in the book as well, that she's really close to. So she does have a good dynamic, and they have their mom in their life. as well. The father is not. I can't remember exactly what their father, what if something. Can't remember if there's details about that. But just imagine two sisters, one with kids, two kids, boy and a girl, and then the other sister has no children. And the other sister, Raquel, of course, has no kids but a husband, and she desperately wants kids. But she wants to have kids on her own with her husband. She does not want to adopt. She wants to naturally have kids. And so she has made that the focus, like the main focus of her life. Is like, I cannot do anything else except focus on having a child. And this needs to work for us in order for us to work. And so there is a lot of minutia going on around that with her and her husband, and just the whole dynamic. So anyways, I won't go into any more details on it, but I will tell you that the book was very good. If you are looking for some family feelings, emotional ties, just lots of things happening within those worlds, and just keeping you interested and engaged in the storyline, Kimberly, she does it. She just does it. She does it for me. I really, really enjoy her as a writer, and that is it. I just wanted to come on and share with you a few of the books that I really, really enjoyed reading over the past, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks. It's been since I finished them this weekend, but the one Here and Now, I finished it, like I said, probably about 2 weeks ago. So that one was a little bit not in my head as much. And I also wanted to let you know that I am almost done with The Air He Breathes by Brittany Cherry. So I will most definitely talk to you about that one, because it's my very first read from Miss Brittany Cherry. And so I am enjoying it. I'm almost hating. It's one of those times where you read a book that you really enjoy and you hate to see it go, because I know that it's more to the series, but this story is that each book in the series is standalone. So this is going to be it for this story, and I really like them. I really am enjoying the characters. I'm kind of taking my time with it because I'm enjoying it, and I just really, really like it. It's an emotional read, but it's a good read, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. So anyways, that is it. I just wanted to share that with you, and hopefully you are enjoying my videos. If you have any questions about the books that I share, please comment below. And if you would like, to tell me something that about the books that I've read, please let me know. So anyways, thank you for joining me on this one, and I will see you guys on the next one.